What's up, everyone? Welcome to The Flip Side, a Get Your Teach On podcast where we break down, share, and challenge flipped perspectives and insights on different hot topics in education. This episode is all about love. Valentine's Day is coming up, so we are talking about teacher love languages. And our good friend and 2024 Gold Star Teacher of the Year, Emily Atkins, is back on the couch. I feel like she's always here for like Bachelor or Love or like Roses, all the things like that. If you missed the last episodes with Emily, it was a two-parter last month. It was so good. You need to check those out. But she is back, and we're ready to celebrate some Valentine's Day. So it's the season of love. We should do a little like, we should have done like the honeymooners or like newlyweds or something for you guys or something. That would have been amazing.
Let's see if we can clap at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Ready?
You gotta close your eyes.
Close your eyes.
And then you just have to feel it.
Yes.
And then you decide when to clap.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Close your eyes.
It's our compatibility test.
This is real. This is real. Okay. Right. Close your eyes.
Okay.
He's cheating.
What are you doing?
Literally opening his eyes.
Cheating?
Yeah. Yes. Literally. Yeah. Look, he's so red.
I'm so glad there was somebody else here because
I know. You would be like, oh my gosh, we're so compatible. And he's literally cheating on you. So that's great.
I would have told.
That is great. That is great. Integrity scores 0.
For real. Close your eyes.
Still cheating. I will not let a cheater cheat. That is my biggest pet peeve.
Eyes are closed because that's going to mess.
They're closed now.
I literally will.
Okay. Put your hands together and close your eyes. Okay. We start now.
Yeah. So this is going well. But let's start into today's episode of
Did you cheat?
The Flip Side. Here we go.
Let's try it again.
Oh, geez.
No.
Okay, ready?
I was swallowing.
This is so...
I wasn't ready.
Okay.
I'm already trying to move on this.
Again.
Oh,
You
it's
just listen to me.
it's not going well. It is not going well.
Okay.
Let's try Hope and I, actually.
Okay.
Okay. No, it was off. I didn't feel it.
Try it again.
You opened your eyes. He opened his eyes. He opened his eyes.
Let's dive into today's episode of The Flip Side. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
All right, are you guys done clapping your feelings out?
I really thought you and I was like,
No,
do it.
I fully watched you. I didn't even try to close my eyes. I wasn't even like peeking.
Yeah.
I just opened my eyes.
I was.
All right, here we go. You're so excited. Ooh, she has a crush on me. Okay, here we go. So it's the season of love. So I have some Valentine's Day riddles for you all. And we know you guys are great at riddles and brain games and all those things. So this should go well.
Oh, boy.
Okay, here we go. I can be stolen or given away and you'll live, but you can't live without me. What am I? I can be stolen or given away
Okay.
and you'll live, but you can't live without me. What am I?
Stolen or given away.
Remember, they're Valentines. So
Oh, a Valentine.
No.
no, you can live without a Valentine, Graham.
Oh.
I can be stolen.
Mm-hmm.
You stole my. You can give
Heart.
away. Yes, there you go. Hearts. There you go. Yeah, great. Okay, next one. When you buy me, I'm expensive, but the only use I have is just hanging. What Valentine's Day gift am I?
God.
When you buy me, I'm expensive, but when you use me, I'm just hanging. This is a good one.
Movie.
Valentine's gift.
You're giving someone a movie for Valentine's Day gift?
Like a theater
No.
ticket.
No, that's not hanging. Huh?
A banner.
No, but you're on the right kind of. That's not expensive, but you are in the right. You're
Oh, a necklace.
not a necklace, but
Oh,
closer.
right.
You're yes, earrings. There you go. Okay,
Oh.
there you go. Good one. Nice. Oh, what type of flower is kissable? Remember, these are riddles. Valentine's Day. What type of flower is kissable?
Rose.
No.
Daisy.
No.
Lily.
Stop
No.
saying.
Lilies of the valley.
No.
Kiss.
Is it a sound effect?
I know.
Don't know. Double kiss.
No, we're close.
Sucker.
No.
Okay. Lips.
How many?
Tulips.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Let's do. That's good. That is good. That is good. Okay. Which one?
boy.
Okay, another one.
I was gonna say tulips before you, right?
Sure. I literally look like Jennifer Coolidge in this episode. Like, fuck. Okay, here we go. Next one. Which one of Santa's reindeer can only be seen on Valentine's
Cupid.
Day? Wow, nice.
Duh, like that's an easy one. That's a no-brainer.
Well, why didn't you say it?
Okay, fine.
I was waiting for the whole
Why would you
question.
put candy under your pillow?
What?
Why would you put candy under your pillow?
For the tooth
Valentine's
fairy.
Day.
Okay, like we tell Maverick, think about your answer before. Make sure it makes sense, you
Think
know?
of a sweet tooth.
Not sweet tooth, but under your pillow.
Sweetheart.
Sleep.
Sweet sleep. Sweet
Sweet.
dream.
Sweet
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, how about
Sweet
that?
dreams, sweet dreams. Oh, this is good. I can be round, square, or heart-shaped, white or dark, big or small, and on Valentine's Day, I'm
Chocolate.
loved by... Dang.
Wow.
Okay. Let's do one more.
No.
What did the piece of gum say to the Valentine? What did the piece of gum say to their Valentine?
You're stuck on me.
That I could say right now.
Ew.
So bad.
You're stuck on me.
That would be a good one. That's cute. But no.
There could be kids listening.
A piece of gum. Do what? Someone?
Yeah, say to their Valentine.
Oh, like their Valentine.
All I can think of is blow.
These are so good.
Blow above.
No.
But
Gum.
not
No.
be appropriate.
Correct. Yeah, please. This is a G-rated
I
podcast.
understand.
For
That's the only thing. What else are you thinking of, Pop?
I already said you're stuck on me, right?
Bubble gum. You chew it. You smack it. What is the question?
What did the piece of gum say to their Valentine?
You smack me? I don't know. What are your smack?
Jeez, it's about to be a good Valentine's Day in the King household. I choose you.
Oh gosh, that's so cheesy.
Why did the banana
That was
go
not
out?
as good as mine.
Why did the banana go out with the fig?
Why did the banana go out with the fig?
Yeah, why did he? Why did the banana go out with the fig for Valentine's Day? They had a hot date.
Anything about a fig? So I could...
They had a hot date. Date. Fig.
Oh,
Date. Get it?
Dates.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Obviously.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a fig as a date.
This is going great. Oh, what did the train say to its Valentine?
Choo choo.
Yeah. Close.
I choose you.
Yeah. I choose you. Good one. Good one.
I like your caboose.
Oh, I love this one. Oh, I'm going to change this one.
I like your caboose.
You like that?
What?
I like your caboose.
I think you should write adult Valentine's
was a good one.
cards. You're doing well. You're doing well. Okay. I'm changing this one and making my own one for our last one because it's going to add it.
Can't wait.
What did the barista write in Sabrina Carpenter's Valentine's Day card?
It's your espresso.
Please, please.
I love your espresso.
You're close.
So, more espresso. Espresso, please.
What did they say in the
I-
Valentine's card? They wrote a love
espresso
note.
love-
They wrote a love note.
Espresso, love
An
you.
espresso my feelings.
Close, yeah. Words can espresso how much I love you. Please, please, please be my Valentine. All right, there you go. Awesome. I love it. Let's get into today's episode of Flipside, back with Emily Atkins. Here we go. Emily Atkins back with us on the couch. Happy Valentine's Day, Emily. First Valentine's Day married. Wow. Well,
you and your husband can clap at the same time.
yeah, try it when you get try it when you guys get home.
You know,
Report back.
I will. We're 15 years in. How many years in?
Yeah.
15 years in. So maybe the first.
The first year, yeah, it wears from there. Now we just did some Valentine's Day riddles, so I have one for you, Emily. Okay, here we go. What did the pepperoni say to its Valentine?
Something cheesy.
Yeah, that's good. That is good. Keep going. You got a pizza, my heart.
Oh, I want pizza right
Yeah,
now.
I have a sweatshirt that actually says that because pizza is my Valentine for life. So I actually have that on a sweatshirt. But today's episode is all about teacher love languages. Before we dive in, if they haven't watched an episode with you, we had an incredible 2-part episode with Emily earlier in the season, all about.
Pepperoni, it's spicy.
Oh, wow. Punny. Good one. Tell them who you are, where you're from, what you do, all the things about Emily.
Yeah, so my name is Emily Atkins. I am a 5th grade teacher in Charleston, South Carolina. This is my 6th year teaching, which is so strange. But I will say it again. I'll say it every day. I love teaching.
Yay.
Wait. Let me say it again. No, yes, but no. Wait, I didn't ask you this on the last episode, and it just came to mind. So do you run into, like, all of the Outer Banks cast?
Oh, jeez.
They had some sort of premiere thing the other day, or, like, I don't even remember when I saw it on social media, and then I was mad that I didn't see it in person. But they film like in Shem Creek, and they'll block like the waterways off. But my favorite restaurant is Saltwater Cowboys, and if you go up to their roof in their filming, you can watch all of it, and it's really cool.
Oh wow, that is.
So you don't like, just casually running to like Chase Stokes
For Kelsey Ballerini. That would be
Chelsea Ballerini.
That would be really
Chase
cool.
Stokes. I don't know.
Speaking of love, oh yes. Hopefully they're still together by the time this.
You never know. But it is Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day in the classroom is always crazy. I feel like students and
It rivals Halloween.
yeah,
It rivals Halloween.
I think
It might be-
depending on your school. I think parents and students go more all out for for Valentine's Day than Halloween or Christmas or literally it's like the school holiday for. I don't know. It's like all the sugar and junk enters and like you get a million heart boxes of candy.
If you teach middle school. Oh boy.
That's
a different level.
5th grade, they're
It
like,
does.
"My
It really
girlfriend,
does.
Oh
like
my
your girlfriend."
gosh.
Yeah. It
Simmer down.
really does.
Simmer down. So before we dive into teacher love languages, what is and it doesn't have to be Valentine's Day, but anything, but students always, whether they're handmade or little thoughts, gifts, whatever you want, always come up with something unique to give you for Valentine's Day or things like that, or maybe it's a card or whatever. Does anyone have something that's very unique or different or special that a student has given you for either Valentine's Day or a holiday that you can think of?
It was just like, I think, a random Thursday.
That works too. The random Thursday works too.
Came up to me last year with like a toy plane.
Oh, nice.
Like, this is for you. And I was like, oh, thank you.
I love
Why?
that.
And he said, because it's yellow and you like yellow and I don't like that airline. And I was like,
It was spirit.
it was. That's
I don't either,
amazing.
buddy. I don't
He
either.
was like, you like yellow and I don't like this airline. So he gave it to me and it just sits on my filing cabinet.
At least
here.
you learned early. Good. I love that. I have one. That's why I brought this up. I got for Valentine's Day specifically a little ceramic turtle that has like some shimmer on the background. It didn't have anything to do with Valentine's Day, but it was my Valentine's Day gift. It had a little chip in his shell. It was really cute. And my best friend Ann and I, we were living together at the time. We actually put it out in our apartment complex, like in a random like garden area, and literally like 6 years later, it was still there under the bush. This little ceramic Valentine's turtle that I had got. So that was mine. Hope.
I mean, I used to get on many occasions like half-eaten boxes of chocolate.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, that's
Or
no, yeah.
candles.
Oh yeah. That have been like used a little bit just to give it a little like test out the smell before we give it to Miss King.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in my schools I never really got a lot of gifts.
No. me
No.
neither. But I mean, yeah, same thing. Like kids drawing you pictures. Those type of
Yeah.
things,
Oh yeah.
Like all the time.
Yeah. My
Love
ceramic
those.
turtle is my
Yeah.
favorite. Yeah.
I will say the
Wish I
best
had
like
some.
put together gift my room mom did for my 25th birthday. I had 25 students and every single one of them brought me a Diet Coke.
Oh my
I got
gosh, that's amazing.
that
is cute.
Diet
That
Coke
is cute.
on my birthday.
That is cute and
I
simple.
loved it.
Just
except-
takes a little coordination.
Yes, and one kid brought it in a koozie that said Budweiser, and I was like, put that in your bag. You don't need anybody walking in.
Yeah.
That in your bag, right?
Let me
His dad was like, make sure it stays cold on your way to school. Here, I have something
like,
for you.
It's cold, and I was like, I'm sure.
Heck yeah, it was cold.
I love that. So, teacher love languages. Obviously, Emily just recently got married last year. So, love languages with your partner. I'm sure you guys could inform me a lot on that. Single, if you need my number, let me know. But we're talking about teacher.
If you want to reach.
Yeah, exactly. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. But teacher love languages. Talk about what is your teacher love language? What is something that really affirms you as a teacher, kind of as we go through? They can be similar to regular love languages that we all know and there, or different things like that. So who wants to start? Dive in.
Sure.
I definitely think teachers across the board have words of affirmation
Yes.
as a love language. Just being told you're doing a good job goes such a long way. Even just like to my face saying I did a good job, or like your kids look really happy today, and like that's a compliment I'm gonna take.
Yeah.
Or leaving like a sticky note on my desk, like that kind of stuff just means a lot, and it doesn't take a lot of effort to do.
Yeah, and I think that, a lot of time, my main thing with that is for it to be authentic.
Yeah.
Like authentic to you. And I think it goes back to, I know in our previous episode that we had with you, we talked about we kind of touched on classroom observations. And you have been in situations where your principals haven't been in your classrooms, and you've been in situations where your principals have been in your classrooms. And I think that it shows, like, when they're in your classroom, like, you're telling me I'm doing a good job at something that is unique to me, something that you saw in me. It's like, if I just look at every one of my students, say, good job, good job, good job, good job, good job, what does that actually mean? But if I'm looking at them and identifying something that I see within them that I don't see in everybody else, I feel like that makes a bigger impact when it comes to, like,
specific.
the affirmations. Yeah.
So as a person, I'm a gift giver. And so I love acts of service, but I think teachers also appreciate those acts of service, especially when they're coming from, like we were talking about on the last episode, from your administration. And so any way I think that you can support your teachers, any way that you can just utilize their time. So if it's going into the classroom, if it's covering a duty, whatever it is, I think that's really, that goes pretty far with educators, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think words of affirmation, like Emily said, I think teachers thrive off that if it's authentic. But I also think that a lot of times in the day, we're so focused on us, that knowing that we are all kind of like that no, there's not one person that doesn't want to be told that they're doing a great job. Like that feels good regardless if someone actually means it and they're saying something there. So I think taking the time for coworkers, to other people, to let them know that you see what they're doing. You may be thinking it in your head, but just being intentional about stopping and pausing and letting them know that, I think is huge on campuses. That doesn't happen very often.
And I
feel
can
like
add to that too. I think one thing that is so important for administrators who are listening and for teachers in your building, I think a lot of times we give affirmation to the people who we notice lack self-confidence.
Yeah.
Who are a little bit more like searching, am I doing a good job? Hey, like, and you're like, okay, let me just reaffirm them. But I feel like we need to be challenged to give words of affirmation to everyone, because I know I'm a pretty confident person. Like, I mean, Wade and I have talked a lot about this as me as a human, is I'm pretty confident. I'm very bold. I'm very loud. I have a big personality. Like, it comes across as, oh, Hope doesn't need to hear that she's doing a good job because she's so strong. Or maybe, I've even been told that I'm intimidating to have conversations with. And I could see that. Like, I could see where that might be the case. But I'm like, I so deeply desire for people to still tell me, like, that, wow, that was really great. Or I noticed the detail that you put into that. Or I noticed the time you spent on that. And I think a lot of people take words of affirmation, like, for granted, almost like, oh, so-and-so doesn't need that. Everybody needs it. Like, speaking from someone who is a more loud, vocal, boisterous, confident individual. And I feel like even within my Get Your Teach On team, like, I've even told Wade many times, like, I feel like I don't receive that very often because people don't think I need it when you actually do need it. So I think words of affirmation definitely is a top category.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so let's move on. We did words of affirmation. I want to go to where Wade stopped, to acts of service. That's another love language. Just acts of service for coworkers, colleagues, but also for students. They all have their own love languages as we're working with them every day. What types of acts of service as a teacher would make you feel, Emily, like you are like on top of the world? What could someone do for you personally in your classroom, in your school setting, whether it's students, whether it's your administrator, that would really like thrive you and kind of pour into your heart, soul, all the things? It could be like a gesture, like something they do for you. Like,
I said lunch duty earlier. If you're going to cover my lunch duty, that is just
okay. I love that one. I love that one.
I feel like that's easy and doesn't cost anything. But also, I mentioned last time that I'm at a project-based learning school. Having an extra set of hands in the classroom doing a project, so helpful. And I feel like, again, doesn't cost any extra money. It's just you taking the time to come be in the classroom, whether that's a colleague that has a free period, an admin, parent, support staff, like anyone coming in just to be an extra set of hands. Yeah. Because otherwise, stuff goes everywhere.
Correct. Yeah.
The 1 second you're not looking at that one kid, that's when
One thing that we had at a school that we taught at that, this could cost minimally, but it's more so the dads, the moms, whoever. I don't want to stereotype it as only males doing this, but we would leave the keys at the front desk, and they would take our cars and they would vacuum them out and they would wash them. I'm like, you just don't even understand what that does for me in my because it's the little things that show, okay, we see that you're more than just a teacher. We see that you also have an outside life that you sacrifice a lot of things for to be here with our kids. more frequently. And so the dads just got together as a group. It was a male-oriented thing at our school, but I'm not saying that it has to be. I don't, again, want to stereotype here, but they just took our cars. It doesn't even have to be anything fancy. They literally cleaned them out, vacuumed, washed the windows, washed the outside. I am like, that to me is honestly one of the best gifts.
And it forces you to clean the car out before you go.
I do not want Mr. Roberts to see my car a mess.
Everything in the trunk, but besides,
I remember something. Ryan Daniel, this made me think of this. Ryan Daniel, who's one of our lead-on presenters, back last year she posted this, and it literally has stuck with me since every time. She was at a conference, and she was like, "Where's the garage? Like, I'm trying to self-park at this hotel that she was staying at." And they're like, "Oh, we don't have that because we're in the city. We have to valet it for you, like all the things." And she said she went into like ghost mode of like, no. She's like, "I live in my car. It's a disaster." She's like, "No, I can take it to the garage." She's like, "No, ma'am, that does not exist." She's like, "I got kids. This is like my second home." She's like, "I will never show up without cleaning my car again."
that happens to us in valet.
She is literally scarred by that. She's like, "I did not expect someone to be in my car." She's like, "I had to move the chips and all the things." So shout out to Dr. Daniel for that one. All right, the next one, I want to flip to students because another love language is quality time. And I think in education now, especially with the expectations set for teachers, people saying, "Oh, we got to stick to this. This is our pacing guide." Quality time is often a thing forgotten, but so needed for our students for education. I remember when we were growing up, quality time was like a thing, like circle time or sitting like. And now it's kind of a go, and they're forgetting key moments that are intentional to kind of pouring into that to fill that part of you. I remember last summer at Nationals. In the collective, my mom was in the collective with some of the girls there, and they had circle time every morning as a full-grown adults working in the GYTO collective, and that was like their biggest takeaway. Is that quality time with each other, even though you're working so hard, that like fills your bucket a little bit when you're getting that quality time with obviously people you care about, people you trust, and things like that, not strangers. So what ideas do you have for teachers, either for quality time with their colleagues, quality time with their students? What would that kind of look like in an educational setting?
I love our morning meeting. I feel like that's so necessary to have. I mean, even in 5th grade, just because it kind of sets the tone for the day. So we have like different things on different days. So like Wednesday, we have Wish Well Wednesday. And so we get to go around the room. Is there anyone that you want to wish well? Is there anyone that needs a little bit extra wellness sent their way? And then we can kind of like go around the room. Good Things Thursday, we talk about something good that might have happened that week or like something good happening over the weekend, just to kind of bring in like their life into the classroom and gives them a chance and a platform to just sit and share with their friends. And then we play Wordle.
Yep.
Wordle is great.
I love seeing that as brain breaks in.
It is so fun.
Quick, and it's like actually like triggering your brain, like and it does not take 10 minutes. It's like very quick and like very much like
and they look forward to it, and they'll come to school and be like, "I thought of the greatest 5-letter word last night." I'm like, "That's wonderful." And the other day, or it was when I had my Mario transformation, somebody was like, "Let's try cloud," and that was the word.
Oh no!
And we all sat there. We were like,
"Wow,
no!" But just like that was something fun. And then all day, whenever they saw a teacher, they were like, "We got Wordle on the first try." And that was just so fun, and it's something we do. And I feel like that's quality time that we have, and you learn things about students. Like my kids this year really like Pokemon, and so I have a sticker store, and I bought Pokemon stickers. That's like, I was going to buy stickers anyway, but the fact that I got them in something that they enjoy, they feel seen.
Yeah, I think when it comes to quality time, it doesn't have to be long, and I think this is in life in general. It doesn't need to be like long. It doesn't need to be forced. It's just like intentionally saying, "I'm here. I'm listening. This is what we're doing." And I think that starting your morning with that intentionality is key, because obviously that's
good morning when they walk in the room.
Yeah.
Like that's 5 seconds of me saying good morning to you walking in, but that is quality time.
I think, I mean, it's just getting to know your kids, right? Relationships. What I have found with the work that we do, we're in classrooms all around the country, and we do model lessons and those things. And I love teaching in different classrooms, but what's the difficult part about teaching in classrooms where the students aren't yours is you don't have that background of knowing the students. And so, for example, like if I were teaching in your classroom, now at least I know they love Pokemon, right? But that's something I think that's forgotten, like Chris was referring to. Like, we grew up in that. Like, that's how we got the students to buy in to what we're doing, obviously. But also knowing that it's more than just the academics, and it's special and it's forgotten, and we need to focus on that again. So yeah, that's awesome.
All right, last one of our love languages that we're going to talk about, receiving gifts. Now, this is a hot topic with teachers. Teacher appreciation, Christmas, all these things of, here, this is what I got, this is what I got, all the different things I'm comparing. But if you had to choose one thing, I already know Emily is probably, because she said her Diet Coke thing, but if you choose one thing, doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be small, that you were like, this would be the gift that I love, that if everyone brought this for me, I would literally live my best life. I, for one, and this is in personal life, this is in the class, this is anywhere in my life, I am terrible at receiving the receiving end of this love language in any circumstance. Like and this is always, like, even probably not when I was little, but as I grew older, like, I'm an awkward gift receiver. Like, I know it. Like, I think I set this, like, I don't know, I psych myself out. I don't know what to say. I want to be so appreciative, but then I'm like, now it's fit. Now I'm not a good gift receiver. Like, I know that very well. That's why often I'm just like, nothing, like, I'm fine. Like, even Christmas, I'm like, can we just go to dinner or like go somewhere, like a trip, or like, I just know that. But Emily, what would you say if you can get this? What would be your top gift that would, like, just make you thrive
That's so hard.
besides Diet Coke? Because
I mean, that was
you
just
said
the best.
that is amazing.
They just kept coming. I don't know. I have no idea. That's so hard.
I mean, teachers love a gift card.
I love a gift card. I love receiving gifts. Gift giving is also my love language. Any chance I have to, like, give somebody a gift, or like I'm at Target and I'm like, ooh, somebody would like that, so I would buy it, and that's like my favorite thing. I love getting my students Christmas cards.
Ooh.
And that's an easy way to just, like, pin it up in my classroom.
Yeah.
And so now everyone is seen. So I love getting Christmas cards. I don't know, because I know a lot of teachers say, like, they don't want school supplies.
Yeah.
And they don't want, like, the pens, or we don't need another mug.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. I always see that on Instagram, like the memes and things like that. Like, teachers don't need another mug. I'm
Don't
like,
need another mug.
well, that is so true. But, like, what?
Unless it's a Stanley Cup, and
Unless-
they'll happy.
Yeah, then they'll happily take that. I think it's almost eliminating all expectations, because it's this is the reality we live in. Like, price of eggs are through the roof. Milk
Yes.
is through the roof. Like, everyone is in a place where it's like, okay, where am I prioritizing spending on things? And a lot of our families, unfortunately, as much as they may want to, it's not going to be the reality. And if you have multiple kids, it's not going to happen. So I think just the tying into the thoughtfulness of it, like the Diet Coke, that is something that it is very simple, but it is very to you, and something that will, it's just the intentionality.
The thought was put into it.
Yeah.
I mean, even my yellow airplane
Yeah. Yeah.
said I like
And you
yellow.
like yellow.
And that, I love that.
Yeah.
It's still sitting in my room.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's so hard, because, again, I will accept anything.
Yeah, I think it's I'm kind of the same way. Like, if it can be whatever, but most of the time, if it is anything, it's something that's about me. Like, it's something that I've shared with them that I enjoy. And I used to just get tons and tons of superhero, they could be drawings or little action figures or little mugs and so speaking of mugs, I had so many mugs, but I would put them up almost like trophies on my windowsill, because I was like, oh, okay, there it is. But it's nothing, like, there's no expectation. For teachers, I mean, that's just, I think, who we are.
Yeah. And also, I mean, obviously the fifth language is physical touch. And I think that in schools, this is really important, because a lot of times at the beginning of the day, people be like, high fives or kindergarten. That is needed for some students, and certain students that they need a high five. They need whatever it is. But there are also some students that is not even going to be close to them, and the boundaries there. So I think that's super important, as we're like, I've seen on the news or TikTok, like this, every morning this teacher gives her students a hug and great that you're building those relationships, but not everyone receives those or needs those well in that aspect.
I saw something that somebody posted that I thought was such a good idea, and it was like a poster outside their door, and when the teacher, which I see so little of this nowadays, which is kind of concerning in general, but when the teachers meet the students
At the door, right.
that doesn't happen.
Yeah, why is
For
that
some
not
reason,
happening?
that's like a lost art. But anyways, at the door, there's like 5 things. They can get a hug. Like, number 1 says hug. Number 2 says high five. Number 3 says like
a fist bump.
positive affirmation. Number 4 is like a fist bump. And so there's like a mix of physical touch with words of affirmation with like other do a dance move or something like that. And I thought that's so cool, because in every kid tells them, and I think they just hold up a number so it goes really quickly. Some kids want a hug. Some kids want that fist bump. Some kids, they do a funny dance move. Some kids want a words of affirmation and, whatever that may be for that specific student. And I think that's really cool to teach kids also. What is it that I need?
Mm-hmm.
What motivates me? It doesn't have to be a one-size-fits-all model. So I thought that was such a great
It's also good for the teacher, too, because that makes you very intentional and aware of what's happening, but also for you as a teacher.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
And to know, because I am naturally like, I would hug my kids, and I'm still that way, but recognizing, hey, that might not be something that some kids actually want to receive. So really opening it up to them, being able to tell you, how do I want you to show up for me?
Yeah.
And I think that's a great thing for teachers to know that you don't always have to have the answer when it comes to love languages for students. I want you to tell me how you want me to show up best for you, like what means the most to you. So I thought that was so cool, such an easy strategy. And you could make those 5 things anything you wanted them to be when it comes to love languages. And maybe just try that in the morning, throughout the
That's really telling too. Your kid that always wants a hug, that comes in and just wants a high five, like you automatically before the day has started, something's up.
I mean,
that.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can tell a lot with moods that, like you said, patterns that you notice, and then all of a sudden a shift in that pattern. It's like, oh, okay, I've got to figure out what's going on this morning. Yeah.
Okay, I just found this online. There was a school that actually looked into love languages with students, and they surveyed students in situational questions to find out what were the top kind of love languages by percentage for their students. Now, I don't know the grade levels. I was trying to find it, but this is super interesting. Now, this is one school, so it is a giant research study, but this is one school that did this. So at the top, which one do you think is at the top?
My first
Out of the 5.
Out of the 5.
Yeah.
Physical touch.
Acts of service was at the top. 35% acts of service. At the bottom,
Did kids say what they wanted the acts of service to be?
it's not as detailed. It's not a full daddy report. But
study.
I really want more. I would have to contact them. I don't know. It's limited. I was trying to pull up I wonder what students are saying. At the bottom of the list, well, that was at number 1. Acts of service. Words of affirmation was number 2. Then physical touch and quality time are very close to that at 20% for 3 and 4. Gifts is at the bottom of the list, which is, I believe it too, because when I think of my own classroom and classroom rewards, I always had rewards that were more experience. I never was a treasure box kind of guy, no matter if I was 1st grade or 5th. I don't need no more junk anywhere. But quality, like lunch with you or lunch with another teacher or go to their teacher they had last year, that's what they want that most of all. My principal, something she did the principal's party for our diagnostics. And when she went to her new school, that was something they had never done before. So they were used to very much tangible gift type rewards. And so the first principal's party, she had 10 kids that chose that. By the end of the year, there was 330 students by the end of that year that all they wanted to work for was the principal's party for that quality time with someone that they respect, someone that they trust, someone they love. So I think that's important to remember that it's not about the gifts and being intentional about that, but also just like we would any situation, knowing that all those things at different times, is what is needed to balance them out as we go through. And gifts doesn't have to be spending your own money. It could be whatever competition, things like that could be your gifts of just receiving something that's not there. But I think that's kind of super interesting. Yeah. I know. Super, super interesting. So shout out to that school. If that was you, let me know if there's more. There wasn't even a name of the school, so I don't know the validity of that, but I thought it was super interesting as we go through. So it's Valentine's Day week. We're super, super excited for teachers to kind of go back, spend this time building love in their classroom communities, things like that. Advice for teachers this week with Valentine's Day. Emily, what advice do you have for teachers going to this week, Valentine's Day in their classroom? Now you're 5th grade, so it's a little steamier in 5th grade.
Yeah. They're like, well, my boyfriend.
Oh my gosh, no. So,
I don't know. I'd say even in 5th grade, my kids love decorating a bag.
Yeah.
So I think even in the higher grades, and I'm sure a high schooler would love to decorate a bag. You put stickers in front of any kid and they are just going to go.
Yeah, creating a moment.
Yeah. So I think just taking the time to create that moment. And then when the candy's in it, staple the bag shut. and then
advice for teachers this week.
I think maybe just
your sweetest advice,
Oh.
Yeah.
I think maybe
from your heart. Get it?
Do you want me to give it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Maybe that needs to be a love language.
Word.
But I think No, maybe even stepping back, we've talked about some of these things, some of these love languages, and maybe it's like do I need a reset? Is my classroom culture the way that I want it to be? Or if you're an administrator, is my school culture the way that I want it to be? Or even if you're just a teacher in that building, have I served other teachers well by giving them words of affirmation or telling them, hey, I noticed that really great lesson, or I saw the way that you interacted with so-and-so, and I thought that was really great. Seeing where we can show up more for other people. I think we do get so caught up in the day-to-day of our classroom, and I get it. But honestly, by pouring into others, you also pour into yourself. And so I think maybe just seeing beyond the curriculum, beyond the lessons, beyond the instruction, and saying, how maybe this month can I work just to show up for other people, but ask them too how they want you to show up for them. Like the thing we talked about with the kids at the door.
Yeah, and I think keep it ongoing. Like a lot of times, I think that's where couples sometimes go wrong. I mean, I'm not the one to give relationship advice, but that it's like those key moments where you're like, oh, now I'm going to give you gifts because it's just Valentine's Day, or now I'm going to give it because there's that. No, that is a continuous 24/7 thing of receiving your love language and that, and
the foundation of love.
Correct.
Is communication.
Yes.
And if you're not, one of the things that Wade and I learned very clearly, and we still struggle with it to this day, and I think every human does, is speaking exactly what you need and not expecting other people to read your mind.
Yeah.
And because people aren't mind readers. And so, I think that even when it comes to parent conversations, right? The parents, how can I best show up for you as a parent? And what do you need from me to know that your child is doing well? So I think, even remembering in February, the month of love, right? It's ongoing. But, if you need a reset, or if people aren't showing up for you the way that you want them to, or if you don't feel like ask, open those doors of communication for how we can show up better for other people. I think that I heard someone say that they sit down with their spouse. Now, this is a spouse thing, but they sit down with their spouse once a week and they say, how can I be a better husband? How can I be a better wife? And it gives them space. Ask your kids, how can I be a better teacher for you? Ask your parents, how can I be a better supporter, a better, team member for you? Ask your colleagues. If you notice you and your colleagues aren't having, the best connection, hey, I'm just being honest. I noticed that we're not really connecting. Like how can I show up for you better? How can I be a better teammate for you? So I think, so much of love languages is not just playing the guessing game. And I think that's why you couldn't even say a gift.
Yeah.
It's not playing the guessing game of, well, what do I think? And maybe you don't want a gift, right?
Yeah.
And that's a waste of time for them to go and spend their money maybe you want them to come in and volunteer in your classroom. But if they had asked you that, you would have been able to share that. So I think, really being willing to have those conversations when it comes to how you want other people to show up for you and vice versa, open those lines of communication.
Yeah. And also asking parents what works best for their students, not in terms of love language and specifically like that, but do they work well with positive praise? Do they work well with quality time or rewards like that? And using that to your advantage because they know their kids best, obviously. Wade?
Ditto on that, but Valentine's Day is on Friday this year. So so I think I think knowing that ahead of time is going to be very helpful. But then also, when going to the curriculum side, and I think all teachers do this on Valentine's. They do something for Valentine's Day, but try to think outside the box. I remember when you dissected hearts on Valentine's Day.
Sure did. That was so fun. It was a standard, guys. I didn't just bring in hearts to my classroom, and we were working with the human body. Okay, I'll give you the target if you need it.
What type of heart was it?
It was a cow.
Okay, just clarify. Not human hearts.
Yeah, no, not human hearts. But the
whole school, that was a love letter for the whole school because the whole school smelled like formaldehyde.
Terrible. But yeah, just finding a way to bring the academics into that day. It's not just, yes, we're having fun and all of those things, but also what can you do differently on that specific day? And it's a Friday. Mm-hmm. So you got all week to plan for it and figure it out.
Yeah, love it. All right, before we go, Valentine's Day, season of love, favorite rom-com, romantic comedy, or a movie about love? Wade, you're really going to have to think of this one because it's not a Marvel movie probably, unless there's some love story there.
Mine's The Notebook.
Oh, wow. Nice. Classic.
Iconic.
Classic.
I love How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
That's also such a good one. Oh, my God.
Or Something Borrowed.
Oh, that's
really anything with Kate Hudson.
Yeah, that is
just
good.
Automatically.
Ugh. I literally cannot choose one. My list goes on and on, but the Heartstopper series on Netflix, I think captures love like beautifully and like young love. So that is like what I'm watching right now. So I'll say that one for rom-com series.
Wait, what you got?
John Tucker must die.
Talking about that the other day in the car.
Well,
It is so good. I think that is so dumb, but so good. That movie, like, it is ridiculous. But Emily, thank you again for joining us. We have loved having you here. Let everyone know once again where they can follow you for all things Emily.
Yeah, so on Instagram and TikTok, I'm Miss_Atkins.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Emily, once again. Thank you all for tuning in. Happy Valentine's Day. We love you all for watching every week. We hope you have the sweetest week with your kids. Make sure you tune in every Monday for a new episode of The Flip Side. You can watch on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Music, all the places where you listen. But until then, we will catch you on The Flip Side. Bye.